Hello, everybody! Today we'll be playing a bit more of Halo 2. I'm
Indeed.
sorry for my voice. I have a bit of a... have a bit of a cold.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go kill the Warthog. Because, you know, they killed me.
Well, yeah, I really hate it when they do that. I mean, aren't these guys supposed to be on your side? I love how when you destroy the Warthog, a few seconds later the turret explodes. It's such great timing.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, are you here?
Yeah, sorry.
Alright.
Problem.
Since last episode we had a lesson on video cables, maybe this episode we should have a lesson on audio cables.
No,
How about that?
no,
Well,
Yeah.
it's more basic because actually my knowledge of audio cables is more basic.
Yeah.
But there's basically three basic types, well, more like two. Digital, analog, and optical really is digital, but maybe you can classify it as different. But something pretty cool you can do with an optical cable is you shine a light on one end of it, and it comes out the other end.
Wow.
That's why they call it an optical cable. It's so cool. Like, I don't know how it looks like to see the data going through, so. But I remember actually, we tried to get internet in like this rural area, and the only way to get high-speed internet was to get it through an optical,
Cable.
not an optical cable, but just an optical connection through, I don't know, Sky or so. Like they had satellite dishes or so that would, well, not just ordinary dishes that would transport the data. So I'm not sure if it was optical or not. But what I was thinking was, wait, so if you stand up in front of the disc, could you like watch Netflix or so through just look at the other disc and you see, hey, it's Netflix streaming through. Stream it straight into your eyes. The only problem is you'd have to move your head in order to transmit connections back to the server. But yeah. Anyways, audio cables. So your ordinary analog cables. Now, a lot of like televisions use the ordinary red and white. It's like a cable that's as old as time. Like it was invented in like the 40s for phonograph machines.
Is it the Beauty and the Beast?
It sort of is actually because it's really easy to use. It's on a lot of devices, yet it has problems. Like you can, it's an analog signal, so it degrades over like distance of the cable and such. And yeah, again, analog isn't always the best way to transmit sound, of course. And another analog cable you probably know is the 3.5 millimeter cable.
And that is used for your phones, your iPads, your... I don't know, your computers, maybe?
Computers use 3.5 millimeter. This is like with headphones and such. And phones, oftentimes they use 3.5 millimeter. However, sometimes they use 2.5 millimeter, which is for a headset that only has one side, mono sound, and possibly a microphone. So one time I had a handset that was 2.5 millimeter, and I tried to plug it into my fancy new iPhone, and it just fell right out. I was like, oh, great. I guess that's not going to work. So, turns out, thankfully, you don't need a handset or a headset in order to plug in headphones into the iPhone and use the microphone at the same time. But yeah, another thing you can see on 3.5 millimeter jacks is that often they are 3 ports. You see 2 little plastic bars on the jack separating them. So that's a 3-pole connection. And you can get both stereo sound, just stereo sound actually.
What
But
sin?
some, like you, what?
I was told to pay for my sins, and I'm asking what sins did I steal?
You destroyed You destroyed the Halo rings.
No,
Alright, good.
why did I do such a thing like that? I mean, I've been always for the Covenant. Destroy humanity, man.
Yeah, do that.
I mean, nothing's good has come from them. Except death. Of
Yeah, that's what they
every
want.
living thing on Earth.
They want to kill everything, so you killing them only helps them. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, you see the, so yeah, those plastic rings and the poles I was talking about. But yeah, try looking at your iPhone or iPod earbuds sometime though. You'll notice they have 3 of those plastic rings and 4 poles.
What if I
That's
don't
because
want
those
to?
actually have a microphone on them. But instead of having a separate microphone plug, they actually incorporate it into that. Another 4-pole cable is one that actually is able to transport composite video and audio. However, that one often uses a different size, normal size connector. Will break the connector, dummy. So don't be a dummy and put that into the wrong plug.
Hey,
Do
why are you calling me a dummy?
No, I'm not calling you a dummy. I'm calling the people who plug the 17mm jack into a 15mm plug a dummy. Because
Hey, I
when
did
it
that
goes
once.
halfway and you try to push it in, you're a dummy and you break it.
You're calling me dumb.
I mean, just try and look into look at what people try to do when they try to repair things themselves and without any research and such. Like, don't put, like, for example, don't put DDR2 RAM in a DDR3 slot, dummy. That won't work. You gotta get DDR3 slot RAM for a DDR3 system. Same DDR2 for DDR2.
You do realize that a lot of this is going over the heads of most people
Yeah,
that watch.
that's RAM. One time I opened up a computer that somebody must have tried to repair. And they tried to repair the power supply. They bought a power supply with a 20-pin power connector, but it turns out the motherboard had a 24-pin power connector. So what did they do? Shove the 20-pin connector into the 24-pin slot. Don't do that, dummy.
So,
Like I said, this is
we're
going
gonna
over the
leave
heads of
this
most
episode
people that
here.
watch.
Again, it's common sense. If things don't fit, you don't put 20 with 24. You put 24 with 24. You put 20 with 20. That's common sense.
We're gonna leave this episode here because I have to restart the game.
Wait, why? What happened?
After cutscenes, the game gets really, really bad frames.
We'll continue
That does not mean you should restart the game.
It's after cutscenes, and when I restart it, I get 60 again.
Ugh.
So, see you in the next one.
Wait, no.